call the benevolent beings of light, archangels and ascended masters, to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen.
Tonight's topic is accepting your divinity. So tonight we're going to explore what that really means, what it means to be divine, what it means to create a space for that divinity to express here in 3D and in any other dimension that we find ourselves. Nothing is by chance. Everything is planned far, far before it ever begins. Before you come into this lifetime, everything is planned out. Whether you choose to fulfill that plan or not is up to you. Right now, we are in a lifetime where we're gaining this opportunity in such a manner as we have not had that of any remembrance that of anybody that I know. And it is because it's time for this planet to join the other planets in this system in a descended state. Accepting your divinity is extremely important. As I said earlier, it is up to us to create our life in the way that it was meant to be, that we came in to be, and that we will be fully realized before we end this lifetime. Will it happen? It's up to you. Why do we have to accept our divinity? Because if we don't, and we think we're just a person, if we think we're just a human, if we think we're limited, and that our Father did not give us a soul that is eternal, then we will limit ourselves to a human experience. We've done it for 26,000 years. It's been a while. I'm sure we've done a few of those rounds for some of us. And we still have not reached that level yet. On other planets, the same problem. We got caught up in the mire of 3D, but it was known that this was going to happen. It isn't like we're being punished or controlled or any of these things that I hear people speaking about, because I do not believe I'm a victim. And because I don't believe it, I cannot be a victim. I believe I'm a divine being who came here to love and to be loved. Each of us have more to our story. Some of us are teachers. Some of us help people heal. Some of us are here to agitate others. Some of us are here to do great things and change the course of history. What is it that brings you to your knees, asking God to help you to become? However, I want to tell you today, with no uncertain terms, you are already what you wish to be, and more, beyond your wildest dreams, beyond any limitation. Because when you accept your divinity, you and your higher self and your guides and all the angels around each one of you gets into action, shifts gears, and gets you ready for that. Now, does that mean you're going to be walking with wings and la 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 every day? No, because whatever is holding you back is blocking that great divine light from moving through every atom, every cell, every molecule, all of the energy that's been allotted to you for a lifetime. If you don't believe that all of that is flowing through you, then you will have the blocks and you'll keep feeling like you're stuck, limited, put upon. And what do we do in those circumstances? We blame. We blame our family for holding us back or giving us a childhood that seems so abusive. We blame God. Oh, he's number one on the list. We blame God and say, why did you do this to me? God doesn't do that to you. We do it to ourselves. We forgot who we are. And we forgot why we came here. It's okay. When a baby is born, you see so much light around them. They're absolutely stunning. You can tell they just came from a heavenly place. And their third eye is wide open. And you'll see them reaching into the sky and cooing and making all these wonderful sounds because they're looking into the heavenly realms through their third eye. Most of us, we shut down very, very early, very young. And it's a shame because we were meant to have that third eye wide open and be looking into those realms just like the children do. It's okay because there's no mistakes, even though it seems like it. Even when we mess up royally, it's not a mistake. What it is an opportunity for us to grow, to realize our limitations and move beyond it. It's like a little kid, they fall, they get up, they fall again, they get up, and that's us. We are God's children. And we've fallen many, many times, but we also have done great things in this world. Everyone on this call has done great things, have attachments to certain countries and certain areas in the world. Not that our existence was only in one country. We've been pretty much all over the planet. But certain places where we have decided that we're going to pay off group karma, like ethnic karma or country karma. Some people have planetary missions. Some people have just their own family that they're in this time. Some people have karma for just a very small village. However, we all have our work to do. I have known people that had karma that they just needed to work out with one person. One person. And others, many people. I've had to work out with many people. When you're an aggressive soul and you want to know everything and you don't sit in heaven for very long, you keep coming back. And every time you do, you play another part. I am grateful that this group has chosen to play this part. You're the good guys. You're holding the light. And for those people that pray and hold the light, you're holding this planet together. You are responsible for 5D coming in because of the light that you're anchoring. And when you go out in the streets and you see what's going on, you realize how important it is to accept that you are a divine being and you can make a difference. The light that you pull into this planet and exude from yourself as you stay in your center will bring other people to awaken. You never know. You could just walk past people in the mall or at the market when you're shopping, and your field hits them. And if your field is higher than theirs in frequency, it's going to lift that person so that they can discover what it's like to be in the light. We all are doing lots of tasks that we're not even conscious of. Just being who we are, genuinely who we are. I think that when I started to understand what it meant to be divine, it made me very nervous, a great responsibility to have that kind of power. However, when you have mastered discipline and learned to be part of society rather than be above it or wish to be outside it, you start to realize, even on the hard days when things are pounding against you, because the darkness does not like the light. But the people who were destined to discover their divinity, they love being in your field. Some of you are really magnetic, and a lot of people are attracted to you. Others are softer and kind of quiet, but yet when you speak, people hear you because you're not chattering a lot and you have something valuable to say. Accepting your divinity doesn't make you anything different than anybody else. It's just you knowing where you stand in the realm, in this realm, in other realms, and in your own heart. Being divine doesn't make you more than. What it makes you is feeling a sense that you want to help others become divine too, or at least accept their divinity. What holds us back? It's nobody outside us. It's everything inside us. For the world is just mirroring what people are to see. Each of us are exposed to other environments. For us to see what's still out there is in there, inside, depending on how we react or respond to it. To be divine is to be willing to release anything that is outside of what you would consider divinity. The blocks of 3D thought, words, and actions. So the biggest question people ask is, well, how do I know what I have? Well, the wonderful way that this entire system was set up is that you will magnetize to you like energy. Now, you may not recognize that part of you in somebody else, but if you're dealing with that, it means that it is something that is inside you. Unless you are looking at it in love and being called to that situation to bring love and light into the circumstance, to shine it upon another person. You never know why you're with someone. You open your heart and just breathe and look at it as a great adventure. What am I going to learn about myself today? There I am. Some days I go, wow, what a day. What a wonderful reflection. I feel so good. And other days I go, well, that wasn't too pretty today. And I don't even ask why it happened. Because if I've got the button, it's going to be pushed. The most important thing is that you don't judge. Do not judge things ahead of time and try to put it through here. It's so important that you allow things to happen. Be very aware of how you feel from the circumstance. It's all about feeling, not figuring it out. Spiritual matters are not to be measured in any way or form. It's to be felt. It's to be examined with your feelings. How do I feel right now? Do I feel good about what just happened, what I just heard, what I just said? Or am I upset with myself, how I acted, or how somebody else did? That's all you need to know. And that is what you let go of. You let it go with great emotion. Have passion when you're working on yourself. If you hold back, you're still allowing blocks to remain. If you expect to be a channel of light, those blocks need to be worked out. It isn't hard. It isn't a job that is like, oh God, I have to do this now. It is something that's a privilege and an honor to yourself and to your soul. For your soul wants to move on, wants to know everything, wants to see how you master each aspect of your life so that you can stand in the face of adversity, centered in love. And that is like an atomic bomb that you can break a terrible screaming fight that you're witnessing just by sending love into the atmosphere, calling the angels to come in and bring their light and their love. This is why we're here. Playtime's over. It's time to get really serious about our spirituality. Not because you have to, because you should want to. All of us has aspirations and dreams. I wish I could this. I wish I could that. Oh, I wish I could travel. I wish. Become the divine being that you are. And the satisfaction of that love that flows through you and flows from you will make you feel better than you've ever felt in your entire life. No gift of material things could ever match this. It's giving of yourself. Accepting your divinity is accepting the love of God. That love that brings you into a space of such bliss in a world that was designed to be crazy. You can still remain in your bliss. All of us have had moments like that, yeah? Where you were just like feeling so happy, so filled with joy, you can't even measure it. But that won't leave you as you keep climbing in frequency of love. You have the power to do this. And what grace that we can do this for ourselves. We don't need to go to somebody who claims that they can heal you. They can only show you the way, for the work has to be done from the inside. Right from the inside. And you have the power to do that. You don't need anybody else to fix you. Healer, heal thyself. A divine being doesn't worry about what they've got going on. Most of the sages and great leaders in India were very sick with one thing or another, physically ill, and they laughed it off. What is a physical body? They would say. It's temporal. It's my soul that I'm concerned with. We in America, we take our bodies very seriously. We spend a lot of time trying to make it healthy. But when you're healthy inside, it shows outside. Even if your physical body has taken on certain things that it's dealing with, as long as your soul is right and it's already solidified, you deal with it and don't put that much thought to it other than what you have to. Because there is no limit to your life, body or no body. You've had a lot of different bodies. This time, we don't, from what I'm being told by all these people all around us, is that we're not going to have to. We can go out the same way everybody does, but we don't have to this time if we can reach a certain frequency. The body will change, but it'll still be there. Accepting your divinity means that you accept no limitation, and that what you in your mind see for yourself, and it's not hurting anybody else, and it's within your plan and within universal law, it will manifest. However, we can also manifest the negative, and that's the miscreations that we have sent out into the atmosphere. But I tell you right now, it'll come back to the sender one way or another, and it will bring its uncles and aunts with it. And when it hits, you say to yourself, because it used to be, it would take years for us to have a return. Now it doesn't. It is very quick return. Now we can say, yeah, I know why that happened. I know what I did. But before it was, I have no idea what's going on. Why did that come to me? Choosing, it's your choice to become an accepting divine being. It is a choice. If you don't feel that you're worthy, purge that from yourself. It isn't about worthiness. It's about love. Are you willing to love yourself unconditionally? Are you willing to love others unconditionally? And if you're walking that path, you will see the divinity shining from you by the reactions of other people in your presence, about how you feel about yourself when you're with people, that you can hold your own. You can be you. You don't try to be them. They're having enough trouble being them. It wasn't our job to be them. We don't lose ourselves because we're with somebody else. To accept your divinity is a choice. I choose it. I chose it a long time ago. Had no idea what it meant. No idea how it was going to affect me. But because that's been my wish, and I've held to it, and I've done all this work to start seeing results, I know it's true. Nothing can hold you back. except you. It's a beautiful moment, and the heavens celebrate when you make that choice. What I find is that we think about all the things we didn't do right or we didn't do nice. And so we say, well, how can I be divine if I do these things or say these things? Yeah, well, part of it is just the regular being human and reacting and being fearful. And then you watch yourself doing that and decide, is this how I want to respond to things? I mean, reacting is not pleasant for anybody. I've seen people on all different levels of divinity, and they have their moments when they're just as silly as anybody else. But people put tags on you and say, oh, well, if you're so evolved, then you can't make a joke or you can't slip up. No, no. Sometimes you just being you. But when you're called and you are doing what you came to do, you will rise to the occasion if you choose to. Life is not an easy journey, especially in 3D, because it was designed to constantly bring us circumstances so that we can grow, that we can see the things that we can't see normally about ourselves. We need others, going back to the oneness. And some people we don't even want to look at. You say to ourselves, no, that couldn't be me. That's it. I'm not accepting that. Well, what part of them are you upset about? And that's the very part you get rid of from you. The good part is we're not doing it anymore. So it's kind of hard at first to say, well, how am I going to get rid of something that I'm not doing? Well, if you want the circumstance to continue to return to you and repeat itself, then don't do anything about it. But if you want it to be out of your existence and no longer having to deal with that, make the choice. You have all the help in the world around you, each one of you. When I'm looking at you, I see all these people around you. Some of them are way up there. They love you and they've been with you, guiding you, helping you. But if you say no, they step back. Divine will and the little will. It's an interesting concept. Somebody said, that guy is his own worst enemy. I had to laugh. Who isn't? Who isn't? Can we get out of our own way so that we can become this great shining light in the world? Can we do it? Of course we can. Do we give it the time and energy? That's up to each one of us. Nobody has to do it. But boy, once you do start, you realize what it feels like. And that is divinity. Every time you overcome a trip up, a pattern that doesn't work, you're helping all of humanity through the collective consciousness. We're all plugged into it. That's divinity. Some people think, you grow wings or you have to be Jesus or, compare yourself to the known divinity. Just being yourself in a state of love is very divine. People just want it so bad. They don't even want to leave you. They want to stay with you. because they can feel that love like they can't feel most of the time in the world. That's who you are. And that's what you can be all the time. No fear. You don't run from anything. You stand like a master. Because if God is with you, who could be against you? Because the whole universe will stand for you and assist you and move you. Each of the discourses that you've heard so far has led you to accepting your divinity. Each one is a stepping stone. And for me, there's nothing more important. And I'm having a ball. And I love my life. 30 years ago, not so much. Not so much. It doesn't mean I wasn't doing good things. Those of you, there's a few of you that have known me longer than that. However, I can tell you right now, each one of you have mastered certain things in your life, and I say bravo to you. That is divine. Think of it as the best possible scenario that you can emulate until you can actually do it. In everything that you do, you give of yourself 100% in all matters, and you care about everything. You don't just care about some things. Life is too precious. It's a gift. This is a place where we can really move forward and change ourselves into who we want to be. We're not stuck. We're not controlled. We are free, sovereign beings. Nobody tells us what to do in heaven or here in hell. Some people call it that. As long as you're following universal law, the universe will assist you and support you. So I encourage you to start thinking differently. Desire to be what you want to be. And accept that part of you that's divine, because that's the real you. I want to tell you about an experience that I had about this divinity thing. When I was traveling with 11 other people, what I noticed very profoundly was that everybody seemed to take a turn being at their absolute best, which I call those divine moments. And yet they didn't realize that it was something of that magnitude. And I would take them aside. I don't think I put this stuff in the book because it was very personal for them. And I would say, what happened today when you stood up, or when you said this, or when you did that for somebody else, that was so beyond what you normally do. And I knew everybody that traveled. And usually they would be aware of it. They would say to me, you know, I had no idea I had that in me, but something told me to say that at that very moment. And sometimes it brings people to tears because it was exactly what they were praying to hear, exactly what they needed that day. We all do these wonderful moments. We give these moments of ourselves to others. With some people, it's for our parents if we're taking care of them, long-term, short-term, whatever it is. For others, it's for their spouse. Maybe you know somebody in your neighborhood that isn't physically able to take care of themselves and you do something nice for them. Or you bring a bouquet of flowers to somebody that's homebound. Or you have a friend or someone that you know is ill and you do some help, you help them out with some of their chores or uh, get them groceries or whatever it is, or you cook for them and make some meals. That is divine. So I want you to think about life in that way, that it isn't always something like, a deity standing on a rock, uh, lifting their wings or flying away. It's all these wonderful gestures that we do. Sometimes it just comes on us at a time when we weren't even expecting to have that moment. You didn't even know it was going to come out of your mouth. And that is very, very beautiful. That is divine. So think of divinity in a more simpler term. It is love that you give from yourself, that you offer to others, that you open yourself up to receive love and not push it back on them. Those are divine moments. Going beyond your limitations, taking a chance to be brave and to say something when your tongue is almost being bit off because you don't want to say, you're afraid of what will happen if you say the truth. Be brave. Live life free. Free yourself. Free yourself. Don't hold yourself back. Be the love that you came to be. Let people love you. Woohoo, scary, isn't it? Somebody might love me. Then what do I do? Let people do nice things for you if you're always the one that's doing for others. It's taking a chance, being vulnerable. Recreate yourself. See models out there that you really want to be like, and then make it your own. All of us have our own library of information from all the lifetimes that we've lived. It's miraculous how long we've been around and what we learned and who we've been, all the positions we've taken. That is divinity. It's not being put on a pedestal. Definitely not. It's not being the one that has all the answers. It's not the one that doesn't make any mistakes. They're so perfect. No, no. You are divine and you're in the human experience. And remember, mistakes and errors and all the things we label as not good is actually wonderful. It gives you an opportunity to hear yourself and see yourself at your finest, and sometimes not so much. And then you do better. Strive always to do better. And that is divinity. I feel that before I kind of wrapped it up about divinity so that everybody understands it from a point of view where it isn't necessarily with the celestial choirs singing in the background and you're lifting off into outer space. It's the beautiful things, the little things, and those moments when you know you did something very special for someone, when you know that you opened your heart with no fear and allowed yourself to be really you, genuinely you. And when you do something that you do it with all your heart and soul, No more of this, well, yeah, well, I don't really care, but yeah, it's not like that. It's to be divine is to be in love and service and be willing to be the fullness of yourself, not be afraid to be you. You will be guided. You will know because your joy will be there when you're doing these things. Wherever your joy is, follow it. It will be the way, the path, the journey, and people will cling to you. They'll want to be with you because that love is very rare in this plane. Mother Mary said that to me. I never promised you that it would be uh, loving and easy and gentle for you here. It will be in heaven when you'll experience that. And I said, okay, then I'll just go through it and do the best I can. So all of you, I ask you to do the best you can. And I'm really enjoying being together and talking about these matters that are so lofty, but so important, especially now. We're headed into the most beautiful experience that we have always wished it to be, and it will actually be. And we, holding the light, offering the light, grounding the light, is what's causing this to happen.
We are deeply grateful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for your attention, for your wonderful questions, future topic suggestions, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us brings guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency ever higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. Know that we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. Amen.